Next to interpolate from the majority, Representative Congw Luistro.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. My first question is addressed to Secretary Balisacan. Sec, may we know the direction of the national government with respect to the land use and classification? We recognize, of course, the significance of various industries. This includes energy, agriculture, real estate development, even mining. However, Secretary, we are witnesses now of the various catastrophes which are either caused by or aggravated by, should I say, inappropriate use of land. So may we be enlightened, Secretary Balisacan, Madam Chair, what is the direction of the national government with respect to land use and classification?
Our office and the former NEDA has been pushing for a national land use for I don't know how many years now, a couple of decades. And we are coming back to you again for the 20th Congress. Hopefully we will be successful this time to ask for an enactment of a national land use, because the absence of a national land use is creating all kinds of problems, not just our inability to construct proper infrastructure and our inability to protect our agricultural lands from all these highly valuable, productive agricultural lands converted into non-agricultural uses, and that's why we are losing so many irrigated rice lands, for example. We have had difficulty with mining issues, with location of industries, with protecting our vulnerable areas, environmentally fragile areas, because of this lack of national land use. So I appeal to, again, to Congress. It's a LEDAC item in the 19th Congress. Unfortunately, it was not touched. Hopefully this time we can be successful.
Madam Chair, if the information of this representation is correct, the House of Representatives, previous Congresses, approved the proposed Land Use Act. So, per the information that I got, the challenges are actually being encountered in the upper house, the Senate. So, in brief statement, Mr. Secretary, may we be enlightened, ano po ba talaga yung issue about Land Use and Classification Act? Why, to this date, after 2 decades, according to you, the same has not yet been enacted?
There are apparently some conflicting
interest
provisions and interests between what the House wants and what the upper house, lower house wants and what the upper house wants. But I think that we recognize, Madam Chair, the difficulty of the national land use, the complexity. It's just like amending the EPIRA law. It's very difficult process. So what we are, the strategy that we will pursue this time is perhaps to decompartmentalize the national land use so that we can take them piece by piece. Perhaps in the first round, we could focus on the land use for the infrastructure system throughout the country, from the tip of Luzon to the tip of the Visayas. Just having that, defining what that transport roadmap, that connectivity roadmap will be, so that you can plan for the long haul, for where those national highways should be, where this inter-island shipping, should be, and we can program the build-up of this infrastructure. As of now, it's extremely difficult to even plan for one because, as you notice, our roads are, just big letter S, or, instead of going straight, just because of this difficulty of, or not having a good our land use for this. So that's our plan, Madam Chair. We will prioritize that bill. It will be included in the LEDAC for approval by or for consideration by the 20th Congress.
Madam Chair, this representation just wish to state for the record, we are not against any particular industry. We support agriculture, we support real estate development, even mining. We appreciate its significance to our national economy. However, Madam Chair, with all the catastrophes we commonly refer to now as climate change, I believe that it is high time already that we come up with a national framework pertaining to land use and classification. Mr. Secretary, may I ask if you are amenable to having a council, national council, perhaps to assist all the concerned agencies come up with this Land Use and Classification Act?
The National Land Use Committee that committee exists. It's part of the Economy and Development Council structure. For now, that's serving as the office that considers policy proposals for land use. But I think that we will need to consider whether we will create another agency or not. But I don't think that a special agency is needed. I think that we just need a clarity on what the national land use is, so that the various departments can implement their programs and projects effectively.
May I know, Mr. Secretary, if in the Land Use Committee all the concerned agencies are properly represented? Because I understand this is a concern not only of one government agency but of various government agencies.
It's actually a very big committee.
It's a big committee.
Madam Chair, yeah. It's in fact, it's quite difficult to call a meeting because it's just too big, and that's understandable because there are just so many sectors that are affected by a land use policy.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. We will definitely support the bill towards the Land Use and Classification Act. My next question, Madam Chair, is for my kababayan from Batangas, the Honorable Secretary Ralph Recto. Sec, marami pong nagko-comment from Calabarzon that Region 4A is the catch basin of NCR, which I totally agree. I totally agree in every sense of the word, both positive and negative. In terms of development, catch basin ang Calabarzon. In terms of damage or perhaps problems, catch basin din po ang Calabarzon. Considering the so many development already that you have brought, not only to Batangas, but in the country as a whole, may I know your thoughts, Mr. Secretary, about how Calabarzon or Batangas in particular can properly take the lead towards achieving the desired land use and classification in a national framework?
Thank you very much for your question. I wanted to chime in earlier. You know, Congress passes a law to determine what is alienable and disposable. Okay? The reason why Congress, I suppose, has not been able to pass the Land Use Act is because land use essentially is the power of the local government unit. It is the province and the cities who determine which area is agricultural, which area is residential, industrial, so on and so forth. No? So with the National Land Use Act, you're creating another layer at the top. So naturally, from the point of view of the local government units and let's say developers, okay, they will oppose that they will have to get two permits, one at the local and one at the national, especially if it's a committee with 20 members. Okay? So, to answer your question with regard to Batangas, well, now that because of your assistance and my wife today is governor, we can plan the province properly insofar as our physical framework planning is concerned. There is unity in the province, so there's no reason why we're not able to come out with a good local land use act in the province. Knowing fully well as well that there are many investors interested to continue to invest or to invest in the province of Batangas, considering we're very close to Manila. And as I say, Batangas is all here, so near to Metro Manila. So we should expect more investments, and ergo, we have to plan the province accordingly. And that is why you also have the regional development councils, so that there is a mechanism for the governors and the local officials, together with the congressmen, to talk, so that they can also get inputs in determining our land use policy in the region.
Madam Chair, if I may continue. Mr. Secretary, thank you for your insights and your comments. Of course, we acknowledge the fact that the LGUs have their respective CLUPs, both the municipalities and the province, but I am concerned as to whether all these CLUPs jive with the National Development Plan. So it is from this light that I wish to push the land use and classification as a national framework, perhaps to synchronize the direction of the local government with that of the national government. Mr. Secretary.
I agree. I agree with the national land use policy. My comments were in relation to the friction between the local government and the national government and the developers in the middle.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. If I can move to Madam Secretary Amina Pangandaman.
Just to remind the Honorable Luistro, you have 30 seconds left.
Yes, I'm about to conclude, Madam Chair. Secretary, I understand that this is a concern of various agencies as mentioned earlier, the land use and classification. So may I know or may we know kahit paano po ba nasama ito sa discussion in our current budget process? Is this part of the priorities or programs of the national government as reflected in the National Expenditure Program? Meron po bang na-touch somehow among the several items of the NEP of different agencies that address our concern on land use and classification?
Before the Secretary answers, that will be the last question, ma'am. Secretary Pangandaman, please respond.
Yes, Madam Chair. There's a provision of technical assistance to local government units in the preparation and updating of comprehensive land use plans and zoning ordinances. The budget is under the DSUD, and it has a budget of 196 million pesos, Madam Chair.
Mr. Chair, can I make 1 minute conclusion? 1 minute.
If we allow that, other members would complain because hindi rin sila pinayagan previously, Madam Chair. I beg your indulgence. You can also sign up for the next round, Madam Chair.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair.